time to follow up on that long-term Ethereum analysis. Ethereum USD getting the big bounce off of 1530 to 1540-ish region that we were looking at over the past month, now really joining the rest of the cryptocurrency party. But the real question is Ethereum going to be better, or perform better, I should say, than Bitcoin in the more near term? And we'll also talk about the more long term as well. Anyways, other than that, I'm going to walk you back to the Krown Crypto channel. That's enough for this morning. Let's just jump right into it. So first things first, we'll start it off over here with Ethereum USD. We can see that from the daily range statistics that Tuesday is actually the most bullish day for Ethereum throughout the history of it, closing 62.5% of Tuesdays positively. Of those 62.5% that did close positively, it did return an average of about 2.09%. Which, if we were to add that on to the current open, where would that put Ethereum? That put Ethereum at about 1940 or so, basically around the range highs on the daily. Now, of course, if it does choose the other side of this one, going with the bearish side, meaning a negative closure, obviously, what would that look like subtracted from current price action, as it does have a slightly greater loss than the average return? That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. Anyways, 2.5% would put Ethereum back down around about 1850 or so. So in that case, we do have a nice range going on for Ethereum daily. And it's good to see it kind of follow with the rest of the crypto party. Although, like I said, a bit of a laggard. Now, when we're looking at Ethereum USD, it is completely different chart than Ethereum Bitcoin. Obviously, we were pretty bearish on that one, coming down into the low 5 million Satoshi region. But as we'll go over later, I think it does have a nice bounce in store here. Anyways, I don't know why my phone is blowing up as of right now, but I'm going to go back to my notes over here. Okay, yes, we've got that. We've got that. Also on the Oracle, I guess that's just what I'll call it from now on. The Oracle has spoken, and the Oracle actually did fire off a buy signal here on Ethereum, which I believe we spoke about maybe last week. Something like that. This was on the 22nd of October. So closing price of 1662, currently trading almost 1900. I'm curious to see when this buy gets resolved with the closing sell. Kind of similar to what we did see for Bitcoin yesterday, where it did have that big buy signal on this indicator at the, I think it was like mid 26s, 26.5 or so. It just got resolved as Bitcoin is kind of brushing up against 35,000 bucks. I'd be mindful of the same thing going on over here, and you can see that this one, it's not been like super perfect, but actually it's been pretty damn good. It's been serviceable, I'd say. I mean, buying over here, selling over here, buying a few days after, selling over here, not bad. I'll take it. Anyways, yes, so that is in store. I should also let you know for the good old shill that we do have, but these indicators, both the Oracle Pro and the Krown range statistics, are actually all bundled into one major bundle. The Jewel Light is included as well, and a few other indicators too, which you can find in the link in the description below. It's 5 different indicators, and to answer a common question, no, it is not the same thing as the Jewel Light. Like the Jewel Light is a separate thing. Obviously, it's like a lower price point and everything, but if you want this, you can just unsubscribe from that one and check this one out over here, because it literally has 5x the indicators, and I'll be adding some more as well as I start to relate more and more of my ideas to their coding team. Anyways, yes, we've got that. Let's actually head on over now to Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and we can get into. Or should we go to Ethereum Bitcoin just yet? Actually, no. Let's not go to Ethereum Bitcoin yet. Let's go over here to Ethereum on the monthly. As we did just close a new month, we haven't really spoken about it since that happened, and Ethereum did reclaim all major moving averages. So now they're slowly, ever so slowly, I should say, moving into a bullish posture. Let me pull up the old-time index right there. Yeah, as the 9 starts to converge in that yellow 21 exponential average, and thus confirming this really as the next major higher or low. So we have low, higher, low over the past year. That is starting to really formulate itself into a long-term reaccumulation formation with a resolution above the summer highs, or actually not the summer highs, but the April highs here, which would be like the next major thing to be aware of. Man, wow. That feels much better though. Anyways, yes, on top of that, as Ethereum did close the monthly and the bi-monthly simultaneously, we are going to see the bi-monthly stochastic offset across the upside for the first time since May of 2020, actually. Assuming that Ethereum, remains above 1867. So far, it's doing a pretty good job of that, I suppose. But yeah, Ethereum does look like it's probably the next big mover, I suspect, as Bitcoin, has hit that, that first major breakout target at around 35,000 bucks. It's like all my sinuses are being erupted right now. I apologize. Highly unprofessional, but then again, you don't come here for professional analysis. You come here for silly goose time. I talk about dildos, I talk about magic internet money. I talk about all sorts of things. It's crazy. It's amazing. It's also magical, but most importantly, hopefully it's mostly statistical based. It's always funny to me, these people who put on like suits and ties and whatnot to do their videos and be like, today for the very serious analysis of Bitcoin or my shitcoin. And then it's just like they're fucking drawing lines, and you have no statistics, you have no math, you have no nothing. You have lines. Lines are good. Lines are great if you're in college and trying to stay up the whole fucking night, but in trading, maybe less efficacious in my experience. Just saying. Anyways, no, I'm just talking shit right now. I'm sure some people are going to be very mad at that statement. Hey, fair enough, man. I'm not talking about you. If it works for you, more power to you. Don't let anything that I say on a flippant YouTube video get in your way. Let's now talk about some more magic internet money versus some more magic internet money, namely Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So now we want to answer the question, as Ethereum does rally here, is it set to kind of outperform Bitcoin? And, well, I would say probably yes. If we go over here to the 12-hour time frame on the Oracle Pro, it actually is given a buy signal relatively recently. I'm not super convinced by this one, like in the sense that things can't come back down and maybe retest, somewhere around the current entry or where it would have been adjusting for that particular thing. But the last few signals have actually been pretty damn good on this time frame, I should say. Buy here, sell here. This one kind of a wash. All of this in this region right here was a wash, but that was because it was August and ain't nothing happening. Big sell right here, big buy right here. So I'm curious to see how this one does kind of evolve. If I do look at Ethereum Bitcoin with my usual tools, I can see that Ethereum Bitcoin is, within our major bouncy region. I believe it is. Yes, indeed. The old LARP line is kind of playing out there. Slowly but surely, took its time. And this one, very likely is in big bounce mode right here. I suspect that at least at the very, very minimum, it's going to bounce somewhere around that green 55 exponential moving average, which is what, like 5.6 million Satoshis, somewhere around there. I think that's like kind of a very like easy, dare I say, target. Can things get more crazy over time? That's the real question here. Because as long as Ethereum is above that 382 fib, I guess you can kind of have something to say about it. Like you can kind of still have some hoping about it. My personal opinion is that long term it will fail, meaning that it does come further down, like much further down below that region. But until then, there, I suppose that there is a bit of hopium, although it's like a very small grain of sand of hopium. But yeah, at least bouncing up to about 5.6 million and a half Satoshis is kind of like at least like a pity bounce right there. Where do things actually change around for Ethereum? So where would I actually say that Ethereum is not just going to outperform in the short term versus Bitcoin, but also in the long term as well, or in the relative long term? That would be if Ethereum reclaimed 6.5 million Satoshis all the way up here on this bounce, So before end of year, I'd really have to see something like that. If we see something like that, hell yeah, Ethereum's going to outperform Bitcoin, and it's going to be not even fucking close, I suspect. But for right now, Ethereum long term still does look like this one, does continue on further south after this next major bounce. Major areas of interest for the bounce, like I said, is about 5.6.5 to 5.7 million Satoshis right here. And then we got the next major one right around here, I'd say, which is about just around 6 million Satoshis. Those would be the two major areas. And then, hey, if things start to really accelerate from there, then you will start to see me switch around to being long-term bullish on this. But I do think that that's less likely to happen. One of these targets is certainly a lot more likely. Well, obviously it's a lot more likely to happen than this because it is further away. But you get my meaning. Just no long-term reversals are confirmed as long as you're below 6.5 million Satoshis, that is. Anyways, once again, I should be revisiting my notes over here. Yeah, also on top of that, the daily time frame, we did call out this regular bullish divergence of many drives over the past, I guess this was like a couple weeks now, going back to this region over here, still kind of playing out within this case. In the more near term, like in the next couple weeks, I would expect, probably 5.6.5 million Satoshis. And that'd be the next nice area for a bit of a pullback. Daily time frame did have that nice jewel signal over here, of course, and still kind of continuing on with that one. So I would be looking for corrective regions again, 5.6.5 million Satoshis kind of on a daily time frame. On top of that, or is that all we want to get into? Actually, maybe that is all we want to get into for Ethereum, Bitcoin. I guess maybe we could just briefly look at stochastic momentum. I actually didn't have this one on my notes, but I'm just curious. Monthly time frame, kind of getting down there towards the critical zone. It's like it's ready for a bounce here. It's ready for a big bounce. As we've been saying for a while, like this is a great area for a nice bounce. The question is this bounce going to be like a macro reversal? I don't think so. Weekly time frame, same thing. It's gonna have a chance to cross the upside here. Don't want to put on more decimal points because it's gonna fuck everything else up, but you get the idea. Anyways, let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, I also want to go back to Bitcoin. So yesterday I did have that Monday caution for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin didn't really do anything yesterday. I mean, it closed basically unchanged, Is there still caution on Bitcoin right here? It depends how you kind of define caution. Of course, when we do look at the daily statistics, Tuesday is just like Ethereum, one of the most bullish days at 60.5% of them closing positively from open to close, with an average return of about 2% on both sides, basically. So, what does that account for? Well, to the downside, we'd be looking, still back down around the range lows, like low 34s. To the upside, that would basically be actually the high of this rally thus far. But it does, if Bitcoin was going to break down, yesterday would have been a really good day for that to have happened. I'm a little bit more wary here on Tuesday of that happening. So, is Bitcoin going to go more sideways today, or is it most likely to go sideways? I'd probably say yes, just because we didn't see that happen yesterday. If it gets to like Wednesday, Thursday, as you can see, especially Thursday, maybe a little bit of a dump over there. But again, I don't want to be confused here with calling like a macro reversal. I know a lot of people are actually very bearish within this region, which is interesting. I am not. It's just I would be if it does pull back, I think that it sets in a higher low, and that's fine. Anyways, fine for the long term. I mean, does probably continue on to the upside. Anyways, let's go check out the bands over here. The bands are still actually steady, which is, again, a good long-term signal as volatility does contract basically back down to extreme lows. I mean, it's already back down to like half of a percentile, like half of a fucking percentile, like not even 1 percentile, but half of that. Okay, not 0.55, fucking crazy. So this contraction is going to be interpreted as a bullish consolidation first and foremost, especially as directional volatility starts to cool off here significantly back down towards the zero read. So, looking at this, maybe I'm a little bit less convicted in Bitcoin playing out a short-term downside move. If it does, that's fine. First area of interest would be about 34,300. Second area of interest would be about 33,500-ish region. Things really don't change for me as long as Bitcoin's above 32.5 or 32.6, depending upon your time frame of choice there. So I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off on this particular video, maybe a little bit of a longer one. Again, to kind of answer that question at the beginning, Ethereum, Bitcoin, short-term, bouncy, likely to outperform Bitcoin. Relative to Bitcoin, obviously. Long-term, I'm not so convinced about this just yet, but this could be a significant rally here. This could very easily be a significant rally. So yeah, could it look something like this or something like this? Something like that, man. Or woman, or no man. Who the fuck knows? I don't know what you are watching this. Maybe an alien. Anyways, it's probably a good place for me to sign off before I say some more stupid shit. So with that said, I'd like to wish you the best as always. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully tomorrow.